Now let's solve one more question. Find the value of x for which cos inverse x plus sin inverse half x is equal to pi upon 6. Now here we are given that cos inverse x plus sin inverse half x is equal to pi upon 6. And also you know it very well that sin inverse half x plus cos inverse half x is equal to half pi. So that means in place of sin inverse half x, we can also write half pi minus cos inverse half x. So now this equation can be also written as cos inverse x plus half pi minus cos inverse half x is equal to pi upon 6. And now taking half pi to the right hand side, then this equation becomes cos inverse x minus cos inverse half x is equal to pi upon 6 minus half pi. And pi upon 6 minus half pi is equal to minus pi upon 3. And pi upon 3 means the angle is 60 degree. And the cosine of 60 degree is equal to half. So that means cos inverse half is equal to 60 degree or pi upon 3. So in place of pi upon 3, we can also write cos inverse half. So now this equation can be also written as cos inverse x is equal to cos inverse half x minus cos inverse half. Now here we can use the property of inverse trigonometric function as per which cos inverse x minus cos inverse y is equal to cos inverse xy plus square root of 1 minus x square into square root of 1 minus y square. And now after using this property, this equation can be written as cos inverse x is equal to cos inverse half x into half plus square root of 1 minus half square into square root of 1 minus half x whole square, and which is equal to cos inverse x upon 4 plus square root of 3 upon 2 into 1 minus x square upon 4. And now here cos inverse x is equal to cos inverse x upon 4 plus square root of under 3 by 2 into 1 minus x square upon 4. And now this is possible if and only x is equal to x upon 4 plus under 3 upon 4 into 4 minus x square. And now taking x by x upon 4 to the left hand side, then we have x minus x upon 4 is equal to under root 3 upon 4 into square root of 4 minus x square. So now we have 3x upon 4 is equal to under root 3 upon 4 into square root of 4 minus x square. Or we can also write it as 3x is equal to under root 3 into square root of 4 minus x square. And now squaring both sides of this equality, then the new equation becomes 3x whole square is equal to under root 3 into square root of 4 minus x square whole squared, and which is equal to 9x square is equal to 3 into 4 minus x square, and which can be further simplified as 9x square is equal to 12 minus 3x square, or 12x square is equal to 12, and which means x square is equal to 1 and x is equal to plus minus 1. So the value of x is either 1 or minus 1. And now let's verify it. If we put x as 1, then in that case left hand side is equal to cos inverse 1 plus sin inverse half, and cos inverse 1 is equal to 0 and sin inverse half is equal to pi upon 6. So left hand side is equal to 0 plus pi upon 6, which is equal to pi upon 6 and which is equal to right hand side. So that means x is equal to 1. So that means 1 is the solution of the given equation. And now let's check whether minus 1 is also the solution of given equation. Now in that case, left hand side will be cos inverse minus 1 plus sin inverse minus half. And cos inverse minus 1 is equal to pi minus cos inverse 1 or pi minus 0. And sin inverse minus half is equal to minus pi upon 6. So now in this case, left hand side becomes pi minus pi upon 6 and which is equal to 5 pi upon 6 and that is not equal to pi upon 6. So that means minus 1 is not a solution of this equation. So that means the value of x which satisfies the equation cos inverse x plus sin inverse half x is equal to pi upon 6 is 1. Now let's solve one more question. If y is equal to cot inverse square root of cos x minus tan inverse square root of cos x, then in that case prove that sin of y is equal to tan square half x. Here you can see y is equal to cot inverse square root of cos x minus tan inverse square root of cos x. You also know it very well that cot inverse x is equal to half pi minus tan inverse x. So that means in place of cot inverse square root of cos x, we can also write half pi minus tan inverse square root of cos x. So this equation can be also written as y is equal to half pi minus tan inverse square root of cos x minus tan inverse square root of cos x. And minus tan inverse square root of cos x minus tan inverse square root of cos x is equal to minus 2 tan inverse square root of cos x. So now this expression becomes y is equal to half pi minus 2 tan inverse square root of cos x. And you have already learnt that 2 tan inverse x is equal to cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square. So this equation can be also written as y is equal to half pi minus cos inverse 1 minus square root of cos x divided by 1 plus square root of cos x, and which can be further simplified as y is equal to half pi minus cos inverse 1 minus cos x upon 1 plus cos x, and 1 minus cos x is equal to 2 sin square half x, and 1 plus cos x is equal to 2 cos square half x. So 1 minus cos x upon 1 plus cos x is equal to tan square half x. So now this expression y becomes y is equal to half pi minus cos inverse tan square half x. And now if we take cos square tan square half x to the left hand side and y to the right hand side, then this equation becomes cos inverse tan square half x is equal to half pi minus y. Or that means half pi minus y is the angle the cosine of which is equal to tan square half x. Or in other words, tan square half x is equal to cos of half pi minus y. And cos of half pi minus y is equal to sine of y. So that means tan square half x is equal to sine of y. And that's what we wanted to prove. So that means if y is equal to cot inverse square root of cos x minus tan inverse square root of cos x, then in that case sine of y is equal to tan square half x.